I was full of a bunch of new things, like trench foot and trenches, but also the Black Hand. The Black Hand was a Serbian secret military society whose target at the time was Archduke Ferdinand, and long story short, they were successful. But let's start at the beginning. Archduke Ferdinand was next in line for the throne of Austria-Hungary, as well as his wife Sophie. They decided to check out some bazaars, which was a big mistake. The Black Hand members got into position on the street. The first member chickened out and ran. The second member threw a bomb at the first car, but it bounced off the hood and landed underneath the car, blowing it up and killing 2 army officers and 4 bystanders. The second member then jumped off a bridge into a dry riverbed and tried killing himself with cyanide, but it didn't work and he was arrested. But Archduke was like, oh my gosh, no, honey, we're fine. We're just gonna keep going on with our plan. So they don't take cover and they go to their original destination and then to see the wounded officers in the hospital. The last Black Hand member was in place when the driver made a wrong turn, so of course he pulled out his gun and shot Ferdinand and Sophie. They died. But a month later, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. The battle of Verdun was against France and Germany. It was not only the bloodiest, but the longest battle of World War I. The main fortifications were along the Meuse River because it threatened main German communication lines. This battle lasted 9 months, 3 weeks, and 6 days. This was a very back and forth battle, but it did result in a French victory. I could go into details about everything that happened, but that would be 9 months of battle talk. And I would be here for 20 minutes. And that just does not sound like a good time for either you or me. So if you're really interested, just look it up. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. Alright, let's talk about trenches. This is probably the most popular part of the war and what people like to talk about a lot just because of how new and kind of weird it was. They were mainly used as defenses, like a moat around a castle to just protect it. They were dug by infantry soldiers, and they were mainly designed to protect troops from machine guns and artillery attacks. But the trenches were absolutely disgusting and super not sanitary. Dysentery, cholera, and typhoid fever were the most common and spread the fastest. And of course, trench foot, sorry, how could I forget? That's what people love to talk about. They love to see that. Creeps. But also trench mouth, which was just a really bad gum infection. And shell shock. Shell shock is a mental illness today called PTSD. This was caused by being trapped in trenches for long periods and constant bombardment. Now, the trenches had a lot of pros and cons, but I feel like the cons outweigh the pros because of just all the gross things and what they had to do and how they had to survive. I would not do that. I feel bad for them. But the pros are also valid too because they gave them more time to strategize, to take cover, to hide, to, just live longer. But even despite the pros and cons, trenches were a very important part of World War I. On April 2nd, 1917, President Wilson went before Congress and requested a declaration of war against Germany. The U.S. officially entered the war on December 7, 1917. They did this because Germany violated their pledge to suspend unrestricted submarine warfare in the Mediterranean and North Atlantic seas. They sunk the Sussex, which was a French ship, and the Lusitania, which was an American ship. They also declared war on Germany because of the Zimmermann Telegram, which was Germany trying to get Mexico to join the alliance against the U.S. The war officially ended on November 11, 1918, and America had sent over 2 million troops to war, and over 50,000 of them died. But the Allies won! Yes, can I get a round of applause for the Allies? Did the whole world lose a lot of people? Yes, it did. Did troops live in disgusting conditions with PTSD afterward? Yes. But you gotta do what you gotta do in war times. Okay, this is the end of my World War I video. Thanks for watching.